Yo, what's up guys, and welcome to round 2 of the Battle Tent tournament on Smogon with myself versus Peer. And basically, if you guys didn't know what this tournament's all about, what you do is you have 3 Pokemon that are given to you that you have to use on your team, randomly given to you, and then you have to make your teams based on what your opponent is given. So my opponent had Keldeo, Bisharp, Claydol. I had Mega Sceptile, Skuntank, and I took Mamoswine from my last opponent. And yeah, this will definitely be a fun game. I want to lead off with Mamoswine because I want Rocks up immediately versus his team. Thankfully, I decided to bring Stallbreaker Mew, so that should be very nice in this game. Curse Gastrodon might not be doing too much because he actually opted to bring Mega Venusaur. Smart on his part because it does beat all 3 of my Pokemon. But I'm going to lead off with Mamoswine because what I can do is get up my Stealth Rock as quickly as possible, and then from there, proceed to do my best to win. The Gliscor can definitely be... Let me just ignore spectators. But the Gliscor can definitely be annoying for this team to face, mainly because I don't have HP Ice on my Zapdos. I opted for Heat Wave since a Scizor could also be annoying for this. We'll see though. Hopefully my Skuntank can put in a little bit of work. A little bit sad that he ended up bringing Gliscor though. This might be a very tough game for me to win. Also Mew can put in a lot of work too versus him, but he's off with the Claydol. I don't really have the best way to attack him, so I'm just going to get on my Rocks. I kind of think he's going to switch out to Keldeo anyway, because if I am like Life Orb Icicle Crash, this wasn't the best lead for him. Surprised he actually ended up leading off with Keldeo, but, or excuse me, Claydol, but switches directly out into his Keldeo, and what I can do here is, because I do have Gastrodon, I don't expect him to go right for the Scald. I expect him to go for Secret Sword or Double. I'm going to go out to Mew. Mew wins the game, and I want to get off a burn immediately. I actually want to get off a burn immediately on him. So he does go right for that Secret Sword. That does a lot, but not enough to the point where I'm worried. So I can go right for the Will-O-Wisp right here. Burning Claydol, burning Gliscor, even knocking off Gliscor. If I can manage to knock off Gliscor this game or burn it before it gets its Toxic Orb, that'd be great. So Claydol is going to come out, and what I will do is just prevent him from getting up to Stealth Rock. I don't care if he Rapid Spins away my hazards. I guess he could double right here too. Kind of hope he doesn't. But just getting rid of Claydol right here is so good for me, especially because he opts to go for the Stealth Rock. So what I can do is just knock him off. He does have a Cobra Berry, but I don't think that matters at all, as all he can do is Rapid Spin away my hazards anyway, and I can go for another a second knockoff and pretty much just get rid of this Claydol right here. Alternatively, I could Will-O-Wisp right now. Maybe Will-O-Wisp would be a good play too, because he can't do anything to me. He actually can't do anything, so I'm just going to double Wisp right there, as he is going to Earth Power. I mean, I am Spadef Mew, so I really don't care about that, and my next knockoff should be able to knock him out because of his Cobra Berry being gone, so I will be able to knock him out with this next knockoff, preventing him from getting up Stealth Rock. And if he doubles into Gliscor, predicting my taunt, I would actually love that right now, because what that would allow me to do is just get rid of it. So he does go Gliscor, I'm able to get rid of its Toxic Orb, and that is probably the biggest threat to my team, just gone. Straight up gone. So we're going to taunt this thing as well. I guess he could be toxic, but that's so good. I'm actually going to go Mamoswine because I don't want him to... do I want to risk my Mamoswine Sash right now? Yeah, I'm going to risk Mamoswine Sash because I expect him to be... I expected him to go for the knockoff right there, but I will be able to get my Stealth Rock, and my Stealth Rock will be here for the entirety of the game because my entire team beats down Claydol. So also on top of that, I'll be able to hopefully wear this guy down a bit. Yeah, I'll definitely be able to wear this guy down a bit with my Mamoswine later, and we're going to keep it alive, especially because just getting rid of that, I don't think, if I was my opponent, I definitely would not have risked Gliscor, because Gliscor is probably his main way of winning, but the fact that it doesn't have Toxic Orb Recovery is amazing, or Toxic Orb Recovery. So we'll go out to Skuntank, because Skuntank is the one Pokemon that can resist that attack and just fire off some Dark Pulses. I am max special attack, it probably won't be doing too much, but we will be faster, that's the main thing. I even get a crit turn 1. Yeah, but Giga Drain doesn't do enough to the point where I'm like super worried. And with everything being so weakened as well, if I am able to actually beat this thing down, because he's definitely Spadef for my Mega Sceptile. Like, I'm not trying to flinch him, I'm just trying to get off the most damage before I die. But unfortunately for my opponent, if I do flinch him down, then obviously it works out for my Mega Sceptile in the back. So, and I have no reason not to keep clicking this, like, at all. We do as much damage as possible. I'm E-Belt, if you guys didn't know. So the main goal is just keep him as low as possible with this Dark Pulse. And then Taunt Mew beats him 1v1 anyway. I'm assuming he's HP Fire on his last move. I could keep the Sucker Punch, but I could keep this, but I don't think... I honestly just think weakening him with this is just still the best play. Again, and Claydol just dies to everything from all my Pokemon unless I miss. So, I wish he Giga Drain because I would have... oh man, that's lame for my opponent. But I wish he Giga Drain because what I would have done is endeavored with my Mamoswine immediately. Like, straight up immediately. I'm even critting this guy as he's able to finally knock me out. And what I can do here is go right out to Mew. And actually burn him. I don't expect him to Synthesis up. I think it's way too obvious that I'd go for the Will-O-Wisp right here. So I don't expect him to Synthesis up. I expect him to predict my taunt and maybe try and make a hard switch into Bisharp. Unfortunately for me, I do miss. But I mean, I got a little bit lucky versus him in general. And he crit me, but again, if I'm able to Will-O-Wisp this guy, then my Zapdos beats it 1v1. Zapdos can also just put in work versus the entirety of his team. So I'm glad that I'm able to burn him right here, as he is going to go right for Sludge Bomb. And what we are going to do is just keep him low as hell with the taunt. Because with the Giga Drains, he's not going to be able to recover too much. Honestly, I should just predict him to go for another Sludge Bomb and just softball it up. I think I'm going to do that play. Though the better play might be to taunt right here. I kind of do expect him either to hard switch out into Bisharp, predicting my taunt, or Giga Drain or Sludge Bomb, expecting it. And again, the great thing about Claydol is it is so low to the point that it cannot live any attack. Actually, if it switches in, it takes Stealth Rock plus Burn. So yeah, he does go for that Sludge Bomb, as he is able to poison me. But we're going to keep this Venusaur low. And that should help us in the long run, beating it down. I'm also sub-Sceptile, so I should be able to deal with it. I was actually going to put HP Fighting on it for Bisharp, but I opted for the HP Fire just because it's more practical. HP Fighting would be cool, though, because obviously I'd be able to knock him out from full. But Keldeo is going to come out. I actually live Keldeo Specs Hydro Pump, so I'm just going to go right for the Recover right here. Or Soft Bolt, excuse me. I'm Spadef. I'm Max Spadef. I don't want him going right back out into Venusaur predicting my Gastrodon. I feel like that's a good play. Or going out to Claydol. Yeah, as he does go to Claydol predicting my Gastrodon. Again, I'm Spadef Mew, so now Claydol has no more switch-ins at all. And I can just click Knockoff, getting rid of this Mon. He did double predicting my Gastrodon. That was his only opportunity to actually not only get up Stealth Rock, but also be able to get rid of Stealth Rock as well. So those will not be up for the entirety of the game. I'm assuming he specs Keldeo too. As Bisharp is going to come out, and what I should be able to do is just go right out into... I'm going to go right out to Zapdos. I have no reason not to. I'm physically offensive just for Bisharp and also Scizors. As we tank the knockoff, that looks like Life Orb damage too. Clean. And what I can do is just roost off the damage. I am faster. Also, he doesn't knock me out with +2 Sucker Punch anyway. And just roosting being at full means I'm always a check or answer to Bisharp. And if he goes with the Venusaur after Burn and Stealth Rock, I knock him out. So I'm assuming he's going to go out to Kyurem Black. Kyurem Black should definitely be his play. I didn't want to go for the Will-O-Wisp right there, even though Bisharp obviously would have been crippled, because I'd much rather have my Muse item to deal with a potential Scarf, Kyurem Black, or Life Orb. Goes up to Gliscor, and what I can do is go right out to Mamoswine. Now what Mamoswine does is, not only does it knock it out with the... I'm assuming it's like a Toxic variant, or not... Yeah, probably like a Toxic variant. Not only does it knock it out with Ice Shard, just getting off chip damage on Keldeo means that it no longer can come in on my Gastrodon once I start cursing up anyway. So he does go right for Earthquake. Smart play on my opponent's part. I don't care if he goes Keldeo right here. I'm going right for the Ice Shard anyway because Zapdos cannot deal with this Gliscor. Very good play on my opponent's part. I don't know if he probably expected me not to have the HP Ice right there, but able to get rid of Gliscor immediately. So again, Zapdos is just looking so nice versus my opponent. And we're not going to let this Venusaur recover at all. It is in range of the Earthquake. Keldeo does end up coming out. I'm going to go right on to Gastrodon right here and just click Earthquake. Because the second I see that he is not... we are in danger potentially of Kyurem, but I mean I can knock that thing off. The second that I see he is not potentially... Yeah, that's Specs as well. Great. Good to know, good to know, good to know. But the second I see that he is not, that's good to know. What am I trying to say? The second I see that he's not Scarf Kyurem, Sceptile wins. So we're gonna double out into Zapdos because not only do we resist his hit, but we get off pressure on him as well, like literal pressure, like actual pressure. So Specs Keldeo confirmed, just based on that damage. I am fully physically defensive, and what we can do is just roost off the damage again. That just allows us to take it on. We're also stalling out with pressure the Keldeo's hits. So Kyurem Black is gonna come out. Are you Scarf Kyurem Black is the question. I think Mamoswine is just the best sack right here. Let's see if he's Scarf Kyurem Black, because Ice Beam is going to come out. And what I can do then is just click Knock Off with my Mew 100%. And if I see Life Orb, I go right out into my Sceptile. I Mega Evolve and I win the game. Like, actually. Because Venusaur goes down, Keldeo goes down to Giga Drain after Stealth Rock. And Bisharp, once I sub up, I beat him down with the HP Fire. Yeah, I'm hyped. Hyped about my Sceptile. Hopefully my Sceptile putting in the finest of work this game. Honestly, Mew, I think Mew was just a great call because what Mew did for the team was it beat everything that could be a problem to anything. As long as he couldn't bring like, as long as he didn't bring like, are you banded? Interesting. I think right here the best play is actually to go for the Will-O-Wisp if he's banded or Scarf. I don't know his set. So we're going to Wisp. Because I don't want Bisharp coming in for free. I could see Venusaur coming out too, huh? We're just going to Wisp. If he is banded, he's going to do a lot. And if I burn him, I mean, if he's banded, then we'll know immediately. Alternatively, I could double predicting Venusaur. Knockoff is also played, which is why I'm not going for it. Because it's so expectable or predictable that I think he would go Bisharp, and because he's Life Orb, I don't think he's because he is Life Orb Bisharp, I don't think that he's Pursuit, which is why I'm going right for Will-O-Wisp. I guess he could again go Venusaur, but then Gastrodon just becomes an issue for my opponent. And what I'm trying to do is make sure that my Mew is alive so I can beat him down. So he does go Keldeo, as we are able to burn that thing. Nice, nice, nice. And again, we do tank the hit, so I'm just going to go right for Soft Bold. Yum! And I don't want him going out into Venusaur, predicting my Sceptile, or predicting my my Gastrodon, so I'm going to go out to Sceptile right here. Again, we're still not in range of Banded Kyurem. I do expect him to go Venusaur here, which is why I'm going Sceptile, and that will give me the opportunity to Mega Evolve and knock out the Keldeo. I'm going to take a lot from the Specs Hydro Pump, yeah, but it's not going to be enough to knock me out. As unfortunately for my opponent, he does miss, and what we can do is just Mega Evolve and go right for the Giga Drain. Very unfortunate that he did miss right there. It would not have knocked me out. Maybe it would have crit? I don't even know. Keldeo, all-out attacker. Regular Sceptile. No, not even with a crit. It would not have knocked me out. So what I can do is just Mega Evolve and go right for the Giga Drain. I will be able to pick off Keldeo. Again, the Venusaur is in check. I think he might just be Banded Kyurem, I'm not sure. But Keldeo is going to also go down to literally any attack my opponent I throw off. So if I go for Earthquake with my Gastrodon, Keldeo dies upon switching. Yeah, he's just in a bad position right now. So we're going to be able to knock out Keldeo, nice. That's something that could definitely threaten Mew. I'm assuming Kyurem Black is going to come out. And at this point, I believe my best sack is just Gastrodon. As he goes right for the Outrage. And we go right out to Mew. We do live one Outrage and we go for Knockoff. And if he knocks me out, he's banded. So that has to be banded, I believe. Right? To knock out Mew? I guess it could be Scarf too. Doesn't have to be Scarf though. Oh god, that's not potentially banded, that's potentially Scarf. That could be bad. I think he wins by Ice Beam now. Hold up. Let me see, because this is gonna do, this Heat Wave might do enough. to Kieran Black to where he can't switch in anymore. Yeah, we heat wave right here 100%. God, Kieran Black is so strong. And we burn him. Ah, I'm so sorry about that. That is so lame. I think it came down to if he hit himself in confusion, because the heat wave did put him in range of stealth rock. But now we actually did not want that burn. I don't want the win like this. Scarf Kieran was a smart call on my opponent's part too. Yeah, as I am able to roost, and this will allow me to beat Bisharp. I mean, Sceptile won anyway, and I think it came down to if he hit himself, which is why I put him in that position. So I put myself in a 50% chance to win, and the burn just like gave me it like 100%, I think. Because Venusaur, even if it takes this, because he's burnt, he doesn't wear me down enough to the point where he beats me, and I have Roost, which outstalls his default, which outstalls his Synthesis. So I just weaken him to the point where I can knock him out with Sceptile. Very unfortunate for my opponent. Very, very unfortunate for my opponent. Don't know if it's over yet, but that's lame for my opponent. He does get the immediate poison though. So a little bit of justice right there, I suppose. He's playing it well too. But what I should be able to do is, with Heat Wave plus Burn, I do put him in range of the Dragon Pulse. He actually opts to go for the, Giga Drain right there. So he has one more Synthesis. So I'm going to roost up on that Synthesis. And just weaken him a bit more. Yeah, and we Heat Wave right here. As he Giga Drains. Nice, nice, nice. And what we do is, if he synthesises up right here, then that's his last one. I have to Heat Wave, expecting him to do that. And I do live his attacks. So I expect him to synthesis right here. Cool. If I miss Heat Wave, I'm in a bad position, but I'm pretty sure Mega Sceptile... doesn't do that much. Do I roost up here? I think I Heat Wave. Yeah, he doesn't recover enough. That should definitely not be enough for Mega Sceptile's Dragon Pulse. No way. Hell no. Yeah, Dragon Pulse is able to come through. So definitely I think it came down to that confusion hit right there. And this is why I have sub, so I can deal with Bisharp. So we go right for sub right here. Beating the Sucker Punch, and then HP Fire does beat him 1v1. Because the second he takes a Life Orb hit, he dies to HP Fire. So that'll be game. So good game to my opponent, definitely GG. It definitely 100% came down to if he hit himself in confusion. And obviously that put us both in a 50% chance to win. So I mean, it's hacks. Hacks is hacks, right? Like, what can I say? But I think Sceptile was, hello. Sceptile, Mew, definitely MVPs. Zapdos putting in the finest of work right there. And Sceptile in the end, able to beat down the Bisharp. So I hope you guys all enjoy. Kieran Black, it's hard to prep for that mon. Didn't even expect that, but great call on my opponent's part because it beats all three of my mons. I figured Mew could deal with it, but then a Scarf Kieran Black was, oof, really smart on my opponent's part. Definitely smart. Letting it take that extra damage though. Main reason I figured Mew could take that hit though. Oh well. Anyway, I hope you guys all enjoyed. Feel free to leave a like, subscribe, do your thing, and I'll see you guys next time. Goodbye, friends.